Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening everyone. So today is Wednesday the 16th of September 2020 and this is Achan Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you tonight and thank you everyone for listening this online Dhamma talk. Hello Yvonne, good evening. Hello Sarala, Sukios, Margaret, good evening, and everyone. So this is our online Dhamma talk. And thank you everyone for listening locally and nationally and also internationally. Hello David. And this morning, as some of you already know, that David was running this mindfulness support group through online, and every Wednesday morning he will be leading mindfulness meditation to support and help you around practicing together for half an hour. So whoever would like to join with him every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, you can tune in on the Facebook page. So thank you David for starting this such a wonderful support group, and hello Manish and Gautam, everyone. So today again another night that we are still on the same theme of a right mindfulness, which is the part of the Eightfold Noble Path and based on the first discourse of the Buddha, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And on this topic of the right mindfulness, which is the seventh factors of the Eightfold Noble Path, and also the second factors within the section on the meditation. The first section is the right effort, second is right mindfulness, and the third is a right concentration. So these are the three factors that comes under the meditation section, known as the samadhi. And now during this time of couple of days I've been focusing and talking on the second factor, the right mindfulness. And today again I will be talking on the same topic, the right mindfulness. And so far I have been talking what the mindfulness means in Buddhism and how the secular responds to this mindfulness and how it has become such a wide acceptance in the world today. And yesterday I gave the practical guides of a mindfulness meditation, that how we should be practicing meditation in different aspects of it, just to help you out, not just in terms of the theoretical way, but also in terms of the practical way that these guidelines should be practiced or should be applied in order to get the improvement or development in the practice of a mindfulness meditation. Now, as we know that things that we perceive in the world today, we perceive the world through our thoughts, and even we perceive ourselves through our thoughts. And the whole world, basically, it's on the impression or influence of our own thoughts. And with that thought, it has limited our understanding, and it has become a habit that how we look at it as a right and a wrong on the basis of how we think is suits or fits in. So that's why there is no such called the real what is called human rights or everyone's rights. Sometimes one thing may be right to one place or one country or one group of people, but the others may not feel it right. So there is an ambiguity of it at all the time. So there is no such things as a right, because we all are driven by our thought process. We perceive a world with our thoughts. Yeah? And with that again, whatever we perceive the entire world or entire things, whether the current issue or current situation, or whether how we perceive or how we engage in the world, are driven by our thoughts. And with this thought process, it is conditioned, and as it has been conditioned due to our understanding or our experience from the past, and then how we perceive things. And with this, what happens is the reality is pertaining to our knowledge. The reality is pertaining to how we understand and how we think it's fit in. And this is what's happening. And as a result of that, there is a conflict after conflict with the one group or to another group. One group may see it in their perception that one thing is a right in that way, and another group may not see it as a right. It's like when you write a 6 and two ends of the people fighting, or one would say the 6 and another one would say the 9. And in this concept, when I was just contemplating on this today before just coming to the talk, that the whole world we perceive is basically under the impression or influence of our own experiences and our own understanding, which is not the reality on its own way. It's not the natural truth. And in the same time, the natural truth itself hasn't got any shapes, hasn't got any colors. It's the truth as they are, and all the things as conditioned arise. And that reflected me to remember the talks, one of the nights that if you go to the 10 days Vipassana course taught in tradition or according to the Guruji S.N. Goenka, then one of the nights he talks about the purity of the gold. The purity of the gold, when it's become so pure that you cannot transform it into any other shapes, because it's so subtle, so subtle and so fragile. It cannot be with its own true nature. It's such a beautiful. And in order to transform it into other shapes, or whatever shapes we like to transform it, then we have to mix it. Once we have mixed with other materials or elements, then only we will be able to transform that gold into a different shapes, whichever shapes you like it. So that's why there are 18 carats gold, 19 carats gold, or 20 carats gold. I think the purest one is about 24 carats gold. And in order, again, when you are extracting the gold, you have to break so many stones, massive mountains probably, to get probably a kilo of the gold. And there is so much greater extraction process. And finally, you will get this pristine, pure gold. And once you got that pristine, pure gold, again, you cannot transform it into any other shapes unless you mixed it. And this is what we are, actually. We are happy with the transformed gold into different shapes, and we see everything through that shapings. We are not seeing the pure gold itself. And this is simply because of we are looking at the things with our thoughts that is deluded, conditioned by delusions. And our practice of a meditation gives us a pause here. And rather than looking at those things on the basis of our thoughts and perceptions, hold on a minute. There is something beyond it that we have to find out. So that's why there is called one of the during the time of the Buddha, one of the ascetics, in fact, came to visit the Buddha, and then the Buddha was walking arms around. And normally, when a Buddha is walking for arms around, would not give a talk or would not guide on any teachings. But this Bahia, the ascetic, was so desperate to hear the teachings from the Buddha, and then he requested the Buddha that please teach me. And the Buddha said, Bahia, wait, I am on the arms around. You can go and wait at the temple, and then I will give you your teachings. But he wasn't, he was so desperate to have the teachings, and then he requested again and again for the third time. And after the third time, Buddha contemplated his lifespan and his qualification, and realizing that his life is so short, then the Buddha gave this very short teachings. Says, Dite ditamatang sute shutamatang. So I'm not going all this one whole stanza. I would just want to point out this just two verses, two sentences here. Dite ditamatang. When you see, just see it. See in its true reality. And when you hear, you just hear it. You do not put any conditions. You do not put any commentaries on that at all. It's like, you see the gold as it is gold, not by putting or shapings on at all. And that is what the mindfulness meditation is. That being able to be mindful at that time whenever it is there. That's why in the Satipatthana Sutta, one of the greatest suttas or discourses on the meditation, and I am pretty sure that all form of a mindfulness are based on this particular discourse, whether you call it secular mindfulness or whether it is you call it based on the Buddhist meditation. You all have to go through it. It's based on how you explain. So in that particular discourse, Buddha clearly said at the beginning of it that parimukhang sating upattapetawa, which means parimukhang sating upattapetawa. So sating means being mindful, or mindfulness. Upattapetawa, you have established. Parimukhang, in front of. So in front, mindfulness established. So in front, mindfulness is established, or mindfulness has been established in front of you. This basically teaching us to practice, to know in the present moment, here and now, what's going on without any perceptions, without any thoughts onto it. Simply knowing as they are. So, seeing as they are, hearing as they are. You do not put that I am hearing, do not put that I am seeing. I am seeing this, I am seeing that, I like it, I don't like it. So do not put that concept of me in it at all. So whenever you do not put that, what happens is you are in the present moment, in that very moment. And here, in front, or being here and now, doesn't mean that you will be a mindful only. Now remember, this is okay. Not only when you are meditating, and that is the reason I, quite often I refer that do not leave your meditation on the cushion. Take the meditation with you. So take the cushion with you. So do not leave the cushion. So do not leave the meditation on a cushion and you'll go away. And this is, I remember when I was entering to the Buddhism for the very initial time, about 23, 24 years ago in Nepal. Normally when people, the householders come to the temple, they will have a scarf, and when they pay respect, they will put this scarf on the floor and then pay respect, as a form of receiving the teachings, as a form of receiving the merits. But what happens is, normally before they take that scarf from the floor to their shoulders, they normally shake it. Or shake it, and that shaking is basically in a form of let the dust away, so you can put the scarf on. But the monks have developed the saying that you come with such a great devotion, but you normally take, you just throw the merits away. And this is basically an example for those who has been to the temple for such a long time but never understood the teachings. So in that simile, I have used this into the meditation on the cushion. So do not leave the meditation on a cushion, take with you. And this is basically being mindful in your day-to-day life, everyday life, whatever you are doing. Just need to be mindful in the present moment, here and now. And now again, where is the present moment? There is no such thing as a present moment. It's always changing. A very moment when I say that this is a present moment is already gone. It's a flicking moment. It changes so quick, it goes so fast. Every minute, every second, it's a changing. And this is just, again, we are looking at from the perception, or our deluded, conditioned perception, or the mental thought that this is a present moment. And we enjoy that. In fact, there is the series of change going on bit by bit, every moment, non-stop, continuous going on. And the practice of a mindfulness meditation, that's why it's not about holding on to one object, but you be mindful of everything. So it's like a series of pictures that you have taken and you're watching it. And this again comes into the moment of it's called a near-death experience. At that time, you will be experiencing, or you will be seeing the whole on the film that you have done throughout your life before you depart from this life. And whichever picture or whatever you have done for regularly, habitually, that becomes more relevant, and you will see that as the most of the time of that movie. And that will be called the Kati Nimitta, means the sign that take you to the next birth, next life. And that is the reason why in Buddhism encourage every one of us to do good things in a basis, that regular basis, not just a one-off a week or one-off a month or a year. Do it little by little, but continuous doing it. And that will shape our minds and our heart, and that will lead to the next life. So this is changing patterns are like that. So it's thousands of little pieces of the picture is created every moment. And this every little picture is the present moment, and it's become a past, present moment, it's become a past, present moment, it's become a past, like that. And the practice of a meditation is just to see that as it goes, as it passes. And why it is so important. And the reason behind is so important is because normal life, because we are thinking and we're perceiving the whole world and even ourselves through our thoughts, we tend to grasp the past. We like to live in the past. We like to dwell in the past and hoping the same thing would happen in the future, or same thing would like it to be happening in the future. And if not, then worrying. And anything that's bad examples or experiences you had experienced in the past, worrying that it may happen in the future. So basically, we are always living in the past or the future. We hardly live in the present moment. We hardly live in this now, here and now. And with this concept, what we are normally living our life is through the thoughts process. We're thinking of the past, worrying about the future, and we forgot the moment here and now. So that's why the practice of a mindfulness meditation, Buddha clearly said, Parimukhang sating upattapetawa. Having a mindfulness in front. In the moment here and now, doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter what you are thinking. It's both awareness of the both physical body and mental activities. So that's why the practice that we are doing, sitting meditation once a day or twice a day or a couple of times a day, is just reboosting our practice, just to recharging our batteries. I normally give the simile as just to recharge your battery to fight with the world. So it's just a moment of recharging your battery so you can use it the rest of other time when you are on the way or on the move. An ability to be mindful of your body and of your mind throughout the time, throughout the day. And only then we will receive the great benefit of meditation, of mindfulness. So that's why here, be mindful here and now. Be mindful in front of here and now, or in this present moment, according to the Buddhism. Basically that's a wholesome mindfulness. You become mindful of knowing or for own benefit. Own benefit, not material benefit, but a spiritual benefit that gives you a happiness, that gives you a peace of mind. And a secret of a happiness is lies within ourselves, and that secret of a happiness should not be conditioned by any other thoughts, should not be limited by our thoughts. It's just luminous. That's why Buddha called our mind is naturally luminous, but it's defiled by other defilements, the hindrances, and that's simply because of not knowing how to live in the present moment. I read a very beautiful story from one of the books, saying that one of the deities wanted to hide the secret of happiness. So he went deep into the ocean, in a great ocean, and then wanted to hide there. And after he put it there, suddenly he thought, oh, this is not a good place. Nowadays humans are so clever, they can dive into such a deep level and then will get it. So and then I thought, so I better hide it into the cave. And then after he hid into the deep cave, I realized, oh no, humans are so curious that what is under the cave, and they will suddenly, and later on they will find out where this secret of a happiness. So then again he thought that, okay, I better put it on the top of the mountains. And then later, after he went up to the top of the mountains and realized, oh, this is not a good place, because nowadays humans are so expedition, so wanting to know the like that. And that's why even the top of the mountains, on the one of the toppest mountain, the Mount Everest, also conquered by the humans. And with that thought, he said, oh, this is not also the right place to keep the happiness. Then after pondering on that, where should I hide this secret of a happiness? Suddenly this deity find out, it should be hidden in the human mind. So, secret of happiness is hidden in your mind. And now all what you need to find is the key to get into there and find out the real happiness, which is free from your thought process, free from your perceptions, but the true reality as pertaining to it is. And that you can find out by learning to be mindful in the present moment, living in the present moment. So I offer this as a tonight's reflection on the right mindfulness. Wish you all the best, and thank you everyone for listening this Facebook Dhamma talk. May you all be well and happy. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. Take care and good night. In a few moments time we will be having a evening chanting and guided meditation. You are most welcome to join with us. Until then, good night and see you shortly. Thank you. Sadhu.